Vivien Leigh, born Vivian Mary Hartley, on November 5, 1913, in Darjeeling, British India, was a woman of extraordinary beauty, intellect, and determination whose life became a blend of triumph, torment, and timeless artistry. Born to British parents, Ernest Hartley, an officer in the Indian Cavalry, and Gertrude Robinson Yakji, of Irish and Parsi descent, Vivien spent her early childhood surrounded by the lush landscapes of colonial India. When she was 6, her parents moved to England, enrolling her in a convent school where her fascination with literature and theatre first took root. Even as a child, she had a rare magnetism, reciting poems and performing plays that captivated anyone who watched. She later attended the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London, refining the poise, emotional depth, and expressive grace that became her trademarks. Her rise began modestly with small British film roles, but in 1939, Vivien Leigh became immortalized when she was cast as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind. The role demanded both fire and fragility, qualities she embodied so fully that audiences around the world were spellbound. Her performance earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress and secured her a place in cinema history. Critics marveled that an English woman could so flawlessly capture the essence of a Southern belle. But Vivien proved she was no one-role wonder. Her talent extended beyond Hollywood, shining even brighter on the stage. Alongside her husband, the great Laurence Olivier, she conquered Shakespearean theatre with performances in Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, and Macbeth. Their partnership was passionate, inspiring, and deeply turbulent, a union of two geniuses whose brilliance often came at the cost of peace. In 1951, Vivien delivered another unforgettable performance as Blanche Dubois in A Streetcar Named Desire, both on stage and in Elia Kazan's film adaptation. Her portrayal of the fragile, delusional Southern woman earned her a second Academy Award, but it also mirrored her own inner turmoil. Vivien suffered from bipolar disorder, then known as manic depression, causing unpredictable mood swings and exhaustion. Her illness, coupled with recurring tuberculosis, often disrupted her work and relationships. Yet, through every storm, she persisted with courage, refusing to let her illness define her. Her colleagues described her as both fragile and fierce, a perfectionist who demanded emotional truth from every role she played. Her personal life was as dramatic as her performances. Vivien's first marriage, to barrister Herbert Lee Holman, began when she was only 19. Though he supported her early ambitions, her growing fame and artistic passion soon clashed with his traditional ideals. They had one daughter, Suzanne, but their marriage ended in divorce in 1940, by which time Vivien had fallen deeply in love with Laurence Olivier. Their relationship, born from their work together in Fire Over England, 1937, was one of the most celebrated and scandalous love stories in theatre history. They married in 1940, forming a golden couple whose creative union dazzled the world. Yet behind the glamour lay heartache. Vivien's mental health struggles and Olivier's growing frustration slowly eroded their bond. By the late 1950s, their marriage had crumbled, though their affection never truly faded. Even after their 1960 divorce, Olivier called her a true genius, far greater than I could ever hope to be. And Vivien reportedly kept his photo by her bedside until her death. Among her many co-stars, however, one man earned Vivien's enduring hatred: Rex Harrison. When they worked together in the 1937 film Storm in a Teacup, sparks of chemistry were expected. But what erupted instead was hostility. Harrison's arrogance, wit, and self-importance infuriated her. She later called him the most conceited man I ever met, and said, "Acting with him was like trying to reason with a brick wall." Their clashing temperaments, his calculated detachment versus her emotional intensity, turned every scene into a battle. Off-screen, his condescending attitude deepened her resentment. When he later mocked her acting abilities, Vivian was furious. The irony, of course, was that within 2 years she would become a global icon with Gone with the Wind, while Harrison's fame lagged behind. Decades later, she still couldn't stand hearing his name. To Vivian, Harrison symbolized everything false about the acting world: ego, vanity, and cruelty disguised as sophistication. She once said, "He never acted. He just strutted about playing Rex Harrison." Even Olivier acknowledged the hatred between them was unbridgeable. Vivian Leigh passed away on July 8, 1967, at just 53, after a long battle with tuberculosis. Her death left an irreplaceable void in the world of film and theater, but her legacy endures, etched in the luminous eyes of Scarlett O'Hara, the haunting fragility of Blanche Dubois, and the indomitable spirit of a woman who gave everything, her talent, her health, and her heart, to the art she loved. Vivian Leigh remains a timeless icon of beauty, brilliance, and resilience, and the memory of the woman who could both love fiercely and hate completely.